are officers answering 911 calls, but avoiding the informal contact that keeps bad guys from standing around, especially with guns. I spoke to officers privately in one big city precinct who described being surrounded by young people with mobile phones held high, taunting them when they get out of their cars. They said to me, "We feel under siege and we don't feel much like getting out of our cars."
Well, I haven't spoken to the president about it, and I don't know if Director Comey has communicated those views to the president directly. I will say that the available evidence at this point does not support the notion that law enforcement officers around the country are shying away from fulfilling their responsibilities.
That was FBI Director James Comey earlier saying that increasing crime is linked to the increased scrutiny of police officers. President Obama addressed the topic earlier. Peter Barnes back with me now. So, Peter, what was the president's tone?
Well, he didn't agree with his FBI director is the bottom line here, Deirdre. He spoke to the largest gathering of law enforcement leaders in the world with more than 14,000 public safety professionals as members, and all of them, including federal officials all the way up to the president, are trying to figure out why serious crime in the nation's largest cities is on the rise. Homicides in 35 big cities were up 19% on average this year. Non-fatal shootings up 62%, according to one police survey. And the president seemed to be in a tussle with his FBI director, who, as in the soundbite you just rolled there, thinks that these increases may be due in part to the Ferguson effect, with viral videos that can come from police actions. The White House disputes this argument, saying there's no evidence to support it, and the president today suggested there are other causes.
I want to focus on three things that I think are really important. First, making sure you've got the resources you need to get the job done. Second, criminal justice reforms that will make the system smarter and fairer. And third, reducing the risks your officers face in the field with common sense gun safety reforms.
Now, the president did reference videos of police saying that with today's technology, if just one officer does something irresponsible, the whole world knows moments later, but that good police work rarely makes it to the evening news. Deirdre?
Peter, thank you very much. No news is good news. Peter Barnes with me there. Well, anti-NYPD sentiment seems to be getting out of hand. It definitely is if you look at one thing.
NYPD go to hell. It is right to rebel. NYPD go to hell. It is right to rebel. NYPD go to hell. It's right to rebel. NYPD go to hell.
The FBI is now warning of an anarchist plot to ambush cops on Halloween on Saturday. Former NYPD Detective Bo Dietl is here. So, Bo, I'm reading through this. This is really disturbing. There's this potentially dangerous anarchist group, National Liberation Militia, proposing a Halloween revolt, encouraging people to dress up like normal, as if we all would, to have fun, but use weapons such as bricks, bottles, and firearms. This is according to the release of the group. Basically, attract police and then attack them. Now, the FBI says they are all over it. They are supporting the police, but this makes any single person's job 80 times harder.
Well, you know, these kind of blogs, they come out a lot of different times when there were other actions against cops. But I think what really is today, and I talk to cops all the time, we didn't even bury that hero officer that was shot up in East Harlem, where my old area was, where I patrolled as a detective. And we're burying this officer tomorrow. And I mean, they had the audacity to have a demonstration in Midtown, and you had this idiot from Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, he's out there, and they're talking. This man was a hero. That bullet he took could have been for another kid. This was a felon, a convicted felon of 5 felonies, 28 arrests that he had since he was 30 years years old. These are the kind of people that are on the street. That area is, they have generation after generation. They go to jail, they come on out. It's a revolving door. Kids on the street now are carrying guns more than ever because they know one thing. With the advent of the stop and frisk, slowing down, I talk to cops every day. And what Comey just said is fact. I talk to cops on the street.
Meaning that
they
law
don't want
enforcement
to,
are getting taunted, like kids basically saying whatever they need to, but holding up their cell
no,
phones.
and they don't want to get involved. They don't want to, one, lose their job. They want to take the report after the fact. They're not proactive anymore. And the police officials, the police brass will not admit to this. I talk to rank and file all over this city. I talk to other cops in other cities, down in Dallas. I mean, the feeling is this Ferguson effect has gone all over this country. And you know what's happening now? The criminal element now know it. They have no respect for cops. With these cell phones, they pop out there. Now the cops are there. Well, we're not going to get involved. We'll take the report after the shooting. Why am I going to go over and question a gang of kids there when they come out with their cell phones and they're going to start to tell me that I illegally searched them? They're going to try to get my job. And now in New York, they have a new thing where they're going to give them a piece of paper with my name and my rank and all my serial number with a phone number. If you don't like the way I treated you, you can make a complaint. You know damn right they're going to be making complaints on these cops out there. And you know what's happening? We're going to have a bunch of Boy Scouts out there taking a report after the crime is committed.
Which is not the idea. Bo Dietl, thank you so much for your perspective.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. More after this.